Alright, so stream is starting. Now, I haven't been able to fix, hang on. I'm gonna have it on multi-chat so I can at least see the Twitch chat. Wait, I can try to... Oh, you get to see my little docs. Isn't that fun? Wait, there's no option for Twitch chat, really? What happened to it? I guess multi-chat works. Well, if anything happens in that chat, I won't be able to see. I'm gonna quickly turn invisible. I'm so sorry, I can't accept that right now. I'm full right now. I'm trying to get one of my closer friends to level 35 so we can get this little furniture. I think once you unlock it, it kind of unlocks for everyone, and you can choose which one of your confidence you want to like display. But that's my main goal. I'm gonna quickly turn invisible. And we are going to read the story, and then right after I'm gonna be ranking, but I don't know if I'm gonna be streaming that. Cause I haven't I used to. Let me get my laptop real quick so I can double check to make sure everything is working while I... Okay, so I used to have a lot of IDV streams up, but I took pretty much everything down, and I'm going to have to double check some things, cause I'm gonna have to double check some things, cause I'm not confident in the kind of personality I had in them. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, I think I only, like, I got to Griffin or so. Been loving your gameplay. God damn it. Okay, well, anyways. That's fun. Well, on the bright side, I'm glad, what's the word? Hello? How do I... Oh, there we go. Okay, so I took down pretty much all my IDV VODs because I wasn't confident in the personality I had. It's more so I felt I was relatively cocky because I was doing really good in my matches, and it got to a point where I started getting like, I started questioning if I was like actually good at the game. Oh my god. Like, I grew a bit of an ego, and it lasted for a decent amount of time, maybe a few, maybe like a week or two, I don't know. Probably a bit longer. It kind of slowly built up, and then it kind of came crashing down at some point. But I won't get I guess I won't get into it too much right now, but I know there were times on stream where I was like, hey guys, I feel like I'm pretty decent at the game. I feel like I do pretty good. And then I don't want that to be like, it's kind of like a stereotype that people in like Mammoth or like people who are in Griffin, they're shit at the game, but they think they're good and stuff like that. I don't want that to be like what like people think of me. So I took it all down because I was worried I was like too egotistical. And also another thing is I was worried I was toxic. I don't think I was necessarily toxic, because if I feel like if there were times where I'm like, okay, that's a bit too much, I should not have said that, I take down those streams. Like, I know there were times where I got like really pissed off and really frustrated at a game, and I was like, damn, that was too much, I shouldn't have said that. Or like I got really stressed out and I like started like spiraling, and then I just took those down because it's like, it's not a good look. So those are gone, which is something like I guess I'm gonna have to be like concerned about if I ever actually stream, like actually get an audience and like stream to like a live audience, because for the most part I don't have any like people watching me or any concurrent viewers. And that's great because if I have like moments where I'm just like, man, fuck you, you suck, or something like that, it doesn't have to like be permanent. It doesn't have to be clipped, and people don't have to like no, like whoever I say that to doesn't have to know. Cause all right, chapter 4, no escape. With Shadowbine's help, we managed to intercept the frequency the thieves were using to communicate. We also spotted someone who might be Flint making a move. Eager to catch up and recover the stolen gem, Aurora, we said goodbye to Shadowbine. Oh yeah, I think so far the only thing we're trying to like figure out right now, other than like where the Aurora is and how to get it back, is who are the 3 thieves. We know Acro or Shadowbind is one of them, and we know Flint or Forward is one of them. And I think that's his portrait is the one we haven't unlocked yet, not the woman. So that means the person who we don't know who's left is the female character or the female thief. And so far we have the bank manager who's a possible person, and I feel like she was a little bit suspicious. She was kind of like I don't know why, but it was like, I guess it's because she's Dream Witch, and Dream Witch just looks suspicious to me. Her frown just looks so fake. Like, she said nothing wrong, but it's like, I feel like it's her. And then the other possibility is Doctor, and to be honest, Doctor also looks suspicious. But she is a reoccurring character, and she is also, like she said, what kind of doctor would just give away her patients or something like that? I feel like if she was a thief, that would like be really bad for her look. So she wouldn't, if that makes sense. Also, she treated the thief, and she kind of like gave little hints without directly saying anything. And I don't think she would do that, if she was a thief. So the only female character we have left is literally just Dream Witch, and we don't have anyone else to unlock. So I would say is her. But yet again, with the Castle of Zinada, I looked at the essence, and I did not see a Gravekeeper skin. Actually, wait, was he... Wait. He was the Elf Knight. Oh my fucking god. Oh, okay, never mind. That's why he wasn't in the essence. Okay, never mind. It has to be one of the people in, like, in the roll call then. Never mind, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, so he was probably the half shadow, like half elf knife, because I have half moon elf knife. Fuck, whatever the name was. Because that would be the only reason why he doesn't show up in the SS. Oh wait, can I hide my cursor? Okay, we're gonna see this real quick. Let me properties, cursor. Okay, there we go. Back to here. Okay. I rushed off to the station mentioned in the transmission. We finally made it back. Why do we all look so out of breath? I'm really not cut out for physical activities. Same here. Just a desk job for me. If Flint really is Frank Dawson and a former athlete, he definitely got us beat when it comes to stamina. Come on, let's not sell ourselves short. By the way, Mr. Iridescence, you're a desk worker too, so why did you insist on staying behind to cover us? I just had some self-defense tools on me. Given the situation, I was the best fit for the job. That's true. I remember Mr. Iridescent pulled some kind of vial out of a case while fending off the attacker. Not that it matters now. What's important is following up on the intel from the radio and catching up to that person who might be Flint. I was scanning the area, trying to pick a direction, when suddenly an unexpected figure stepped into view. Mr. Goldfoil, what are you doing here? Me? I got a deal to discuss face to face. But what happened to you three? You look like you've been through hell. Oh, we're just chasing someone. I see. Sounds like you made progress in your investigation. You all seem to be in a hurry, so I won't hold you up. Good luck with your case. In the narrow tunnel, Mr. Goldfoil stepped aside to let us pass.
Alright, well, get going. Hope your deal goes well, too.
But just as we brushed past Mr. Goldfoil, I barely caught an audible whisper from him. Be careful who you trust.
What?
I instinctively turned around, but Mr. Goldfoil didn't even slow down. He disappeared into the shadows. Something wrong, Lady Truth?
No, it's nothing. Let's keep moving.
Ooh. There's no one else at the station now. Looks like Mr. Flint. Let's call him back for now. Already moved on before we got here. Don't stick around here. You got the supplies, right? Too many eyes. Head for the beta area. Got him. There's so much stuff. You really are thorough. Huh. This is just the basic logistic works. Keep moving. I packed painkillers in the batch. Patch yourself up if you need to. There's still a long ways to go, so don't let it slow you down. Don't worry, I never lost a stamina contest. Maybe he is Doctor.
The channel's still buzzing. And we're standing at a fork in the road. Which way should we go?
Let's go east. The tracks end here, blocked by a few rusted train cars. The cars aren't dark or silent, though. Inside, the crackle of lanterns and the sound of people laughing echo through the steel shells. Warm light fills the train cars, illuminating the passenger, a jumble of old machines, turning the place into a tiny workshop. Outside, there are makeshift stalls run by hand.
Amid the busy crowd, I spot a girl struggling with a stubborn machine. No matter how she hits it, it just buzzes and won't work. Should I offer help? If I get on her good side, it may be easier to ask if she saw anyone pass by.
Yeah, sure, might as well. I volunteer to step up first. Maybe she can tell I mean no harm, or maybe she's just desperate because she lets me take a look at the machine.
Don't worry, leave it to me.
Do we know how to fix machines?
Mr. Iridescence, want to take a look too?
I remember the radio he gave me was modified. He should know his way around gadgets like this. I'll give it a shot. Mr. Iridescent quietly fiddles with the machine, presses a few buttons, listens to it buzz, then shuts it off. After watching this cycle a few times, I realize maybe he's not as good with machines as I thought. That's cute.
Thinking back, he did say a friend modified the radio for him. No rule says you have to be good at what your friends are good at.
Snow White on Mr. Iridescent's shoulder seems interested too, poking his head out to watch. Only to be gently nudged back by his finger.
Sorry, looks like we can't fix it either.
Heading back, I sheepishly hand the broken machine back to the girl. She sees my awkwardness and just laughs, waving it off. It's nothing. I'll find someone at the market to fix it next time.
There are repair folks over there?
If I can't find anyone, I can always ask Hermes for help. Their boss is a pro, and most of the crew knows a thing or two. Enough about me. What about you guys? You're not here to shop, so what brings outsiders to a place like this?
Yeah, we're looking for someone.
I left out the confidential parts and just gave a simple description of Flint. What a coincidence! That's the guy who wrecked his machine. I remember he ran off to the south. It didn't matter how much I yelled. He just kept going. Another fork in the road ahead. Which way should I go? Well, from the underground station, that would be the black market, yeah? We rounded a corner, and bright lights hit us. Turns out we wandered back to Mr. Goldfoil's market again. Maybe because we kept a low profile this time, nobody greeted us, but at least we weren't being avoided.
Mr. Godfoil wasn't around, but there were still Hermes members keeping watch. The guard was still patrolling. Miss Antimony must have finished her shift, but she was nowhere to be seen. She was nowhere to be seen. Two people were chatting quietly nearby. Godfoil's gone. Go on, tell me. How come I never picked him as a wild kid? You gotta go way back before he started Hermes. You ever wonder how a businessman ended up with a nasty scar near his eye? Business isn't always smooth sailing, especially in a place like this. He may have gone legit now, but he used to be a hitman. Ooh! Wait, really? I've heard he used to be a scholar. No way, the academic world doesn't turn out guys who settle things with knives. But, no buts, just listen. But the guard is coming this way. What are we doing? Just chatting, nothing much. Hey, don't track me, I'm easy. Just when the story was getting good, we got interrupted. What a shame.
I don't think there's any... Pump station, maybe? That is south of that place. Steel pipes twisted along the walls and ceiling. The station was supposed to be abandoned, but the broken instrument panels still flickered with indicator lights. The whole floor vibrated from the machinery. Someone restarted the equipment. Someone must have opened the valve somewhere. There's sound of rushing water in the distance. Where are they drawing water from? Can we shut it off? No way. We need a key to get into the control room, and there's no way to open it quickly. They even planned for this? Or did they already have this place under control? We still don't know how high the water will get. Let's make it across now. Construction record archive. Faint sound coming from the radio. Ah, my foot. Is he either going to give us another hint because we're like just wandering around in circles, or we're on the right track? These damn metal lumps are killing my feet. Keep going left. Take the smallest door and turn on the machine. How do I turn it on? What does it do? There should be a control panel in front of you. Don't overthink it. Just do it. Alright. The room was dead silent under the dust. Hundreds of folders sat quietly on the shelves. I couldn't resist reaching for one, curious about the stories buried here. But as my finger touched it, I realized it was trembling. It wasn't the folder; it was the whole shelf shaking. The pipes in the room were vibrating too, as if something far away was rumbling, and we were feeling the aftershocks. Mr. Netherpack, Mr. Iridescence, do you guys hear that rumbling? Sounds a bit like machinery. Or rushing water. There's an old pump station nearby. It used to bring water from the underground river, but it's been out of use for ages. Maybe that's what just got turned on. Are we gonna get flooded? Probably not. There's a working underground river channel here, and it was reinforced when the sewer started draining this way. But if the water rises, that stretch could get tough to cross. So the sewer drains here too. I picture us wading or swimming across the river and shivering. Was it that woman giving orders? They're both careful and reckless at the same time. Let's move, hurry. So we drain this passage. Are we there yet? Tired. Guess I've been slacking off lately. Just short. Guess I've been slacking off lately. Just a short run and I'm wiped out. Hang in there. You lost the details. The hideout is just ahead. Weird. Did they know we were following them? If so, they'd know we're not that far behind. If not, why say that? The sound of water keeps getting louder. We reach the shore. A rushing river blocks our way. The current's too strong. It's dangerous to just wade across. Is there a bridge nearby? There is.
But it's a bit of a detour, and the bridge is just something the locals threw together. If the water rises, it might get washed away. That's probably what they count on. Lady Truth, you decide which way we go. Let's find the bridge. We followed the river and finally spotted a bridge, just barely above the water. It was a close call, but we made it across before the water rose any higher. We lost a lot of time. We need to pick up the pace. The old stone walls show clear markings from the mining days. Now the carved rocks were packed with bones. Oh. This is where plague victims and drifters ended up, packed together into a silent pale wall. I glanced around. There are no headstones. Maybe there were just too many names to carve. The graffiti that had popped up everywhere underground was missing here. Maybe people agree to leave this place in peace. We kept our breathing quiet as we passed through. We kept our breathing quiet as we passed through this absolutely silent space. Oh. Flint. What is it? It's just been a while since you said anything. I wanted to check if you're okay. I'm fine, just tired. I made it to the hideout. Let me catch my breath. I'll update you. Take care. Get some rest. I turned the radio down. Not far away, I heard a voice just like the one on the radio. Sounds like we caught up to him. Be careful, he might fight back. We crept forward quietly and slipped into another place converted from an old warehouse. Right away, I spotted a man dozing off in the shadow. Did he not connect us to those chasing him? Or did he underestimate how fast we get here? Flint didn't seem especially nervous. If anything, he looked sleepy. Are you Flint? Or should I call you Frank Dawson? Who are you, and what do you want? Flint shot up from the ground, suddenly wide awake. We already blocked the only exit. I remember Flint was injured, which probably helped Mr. Iridescent and Mr. Netherpack pin him down before he could break free. Realizing he wasn't getting away, he switched gears and started trying to bargain. With the tension easing a bit, I took a moment to look around. A pile of gems just lying around. They look high quality, mostly red, green, and blue. There's an empty medicine vial nearby. What do you want? Like I said, Mr. Flint, I'm a detective. I was hired to recover the gems stolen from the bank. My eyes landed on the most dazzling spot in the room. Even in the dim light, those sparkling, colorful stones were impossible to miss. Mr. Iridescent, want to take a look yourself? Maybe your family missing gem is here. Hey, what are you doing? I collected all those myself. Mr. Iridescent ignored the Flint protest, walked over and carefully inspected the table. After a while, he shook his head at me. Mr. Iridescent was thorough. He even flipped through the stack of papers by the table. Aurora isn't here, but do you really want to deny that where these gems came from? We may not have found Aurora, but a few of these gems are definitely listed in the Whitlow Bank's collection. I traded for them at the market. How others got them is none of my business. Come on, Mr. Flint. Nobody's buying that story. He's lying, but it really does look like Aurora isn't here. Maybe one of his partners took it. The rest have been sold, and Aurora isn't particularly special, except for its added value. It probably hasn't been pawned off yet. We need to track down Flint's accomplice. Still, getting back some of the loot is a win. I stepped closer for a look. The gem on the table came in all colors. The teardrop cut was pretty common. Most of the teardrop-shaped ones were sapphires. The rubies were mostly ovals or heart shapes, with one in a teardrop cut. And as for the emeralds, one that looked closest to Aurora was actually oval-shaped, not a teardrop. Could someone have recut the gem in just a week? I don't know much about gem cutting, but maybe we could ask Gold Foil. I think his team offers that service. The manager list stolen items were pretty vague. Most of the gems didn't have detailed descriptions. We should check in with her and see if an oval emerald went missing from the vault.
Hey, you're just gonna walk off with my gems? Thieves!
Hey now, I'm just returning stolen property to its rightful owners.
I don't care what you call them. These are my hard-earned treasures. You can't just take them.
Flint's voice suddenly shot up, and he sounded genuinely upset. This was the real him. His earlier story about the gems was a terrible lie, but his attachment to them now was totally real. These gems are really important to you. Flint wobbled to his feet and snagged the bag of gems. He clutched the bag so tightly that his knuckles turned white, as if it held more than just stones, but his lifeline. Sporting a sports headband, a little frayed on the edges, but still worn proudly. The patched up tracksuit, but overall pretty clean. Only the spot where the number used to be is torn up. He didn't look rich, but he didn't seem desperate for cash either.
Of course they're important there.
The crackle of the radio interrupted him. Flint's radio was going off, and so was mine. Realizing we caught him because of the radio, Flint shot us a furious glare. Mr. Iridescent pulled out a vial and waved it in front of Flint. Drink this. Then tell your partner everything's fine. You need to rest for a bit. With that tone and that look, you think he was holding poison. I remember Mr. Iridescent saying earlier that this was just a homemade nutrient drink. He said it was for staying alert at work, but now he's passing it off as poison. I trust Mr. Iridescent. He wouldn't give Flint anything dangerous. But from Flint's point of view, it probably looks like it was a deadly poison. Flint started to resist, but Mr. Iridescent suddenly drew a dagger and pressed it to his throat. Not keen on drinking it. Want to try another way? I held my breath, watching Mr. Iridescent's cold expression, trying not to show how shocked I was. Can't let Flint catch on, or Mr. Iridescent's act will be ruined. I yanked another pack into a corner to whisper my surprise. Flint was so focused on Mr. Iridescent and the blade, he didn't notice us at all. You don't think Iridescent would actually hurt him, do you? I'm not sure, Lady Truth, but honestly, Mr. Iridescent does seem pretty dangerous. You think so too, Netherpack? For now, Mr. Iridescent is acting a little intense. It makes sense since he's desperate to get the gem back. I'm still keeping a close eye on him, though, in case he really does cross the line. While we talk, Flint grimaced, but finally forced himself to swallow the drink. He stared at Mr. Iridescent, clearly annoyed, but kept his cool, as he replied to his partner on the radio. How are you holding up? I'm fine, just a little tired. Flint chatted briefly with his partner, then ended the call. His partner didn't seem to notice how tired he sounded. She just reminded him to take his medicine. She seems careful and attentive. Good thing she didn't pick up on anything strange. Since Aurora isn't here, should we go after Flint's accomplice next? I'm guessing Mr. Iridescent was thinking the same thing, because he started questioning Flint. Or maybe interrogating is a better word. Mr. Iridescent went all in, trying to get him to reveal where the other thieves were hiding.
So this is what you call justice in detective work.
A thief talking about justice. Now that's a surprise.
You've broken the law yourself. Weren't you ready to face darkness and chaos that come with it? Even if I turn into a scoundrel, I won't stoop to dirty tricks. Don't think you can keep pushing me around just because I played along for a little bit.
Is that so? You sure have some unnecessary principles. Well then, let's make a choice. Either tell me where your partner is now, or die alone in some forgotten corner, completely worthless. Wait. Mr. Iridescent's way of questioning is starting to sound more and more dangerous.
You want me to betray my partner? Even if I'm down in the sewers, There's a line I won't cross.
No, hold on a second.
Oh? I'd like to see how firm your resolve really is.
Wait, let's stop for a moment.
My interruption finally forced Mr. Iridescent and Flint to pause their escalating standoff.
Mr. Flint, I'm just a detective hired to look into the thief. Mr. Iridescent is my client. He's anxious to get his property back, so maybe his words came off a bit harsh. If you really did just buy these gems by chance at the market, then I sincerely apologize for any offense today. Whether it's transaction records or witness testimony, whenever something happens, there are always clues left behind. I'm sure there will be plenty of evidence to prove your innocence, if you really are innocent. Mr. Flint, I know you and your partner have a strong bond.
I don't have any partners here. The person you're asking about is just someone who I worked with once, that's all. But still, I get it. You just don't throw your crew under the bus, even if you're only working together once.
Mr. Flint seems unusually attached to the idea of teamwork and loyalty.
Ooh, yeah, we better not tell him about Shadowbind.
What happened in his past? Did he have a falling out with his crew, or did something else shape his attitude now? Mr. Flint is clearly a man of principle, so you should be able to understand that others have...
I'm getting lightheaded. Shit, I need to, pause a bit.
Mr. Flint is clearly a man of principle, so you should be able to understand that others have duties and codes too. I have my own principles and sense of justice. I'll solve this mystery and tell my clients the whole truth.
If you can figure it out, then you deserve it.
Then we'll hold back. Like I said, if something happened, I'll always leave a trace. Just from listening to your conversation with your partner earlier, I already got a pretty clear picture of who she is. First, unless you're pretending, even around your own teammates, it's obvious your partner is a woman. She knows the underground routes like the back of her hands. Definitely not a newcomer. She mapped out your path and even stashed supplies for you in hidden spots. That says she's careful, sharp, and maybe a bit controlling. More importantly, she includes something in your supplies that regular folks can't get their hands on.
Rare medicine.
Legitimate medical supplies are rare down here, tightly controlled, and only a few doctors or organizations have access. And wouldn't you know it, we met a doctor at the market who's supposed to be famous in the underground. Funnily enough, she's the one who told me how rare medicine is down here.
What are you talking about? What does she have to do with me? Can't I just have bought the stuff from Antimony myself?
I never said it was impossible. Maybe you or your crew bought the medicine from Miss Antimony. Even if that's the case, I could just ask her if she remembers who bought it, right?
Seeing Flint's reaction, I was only trying to bluff, but now I'm seriously suspicious of Antimony. We didn't even bring up her name.
He's right. His partner could have bought the medicine from her, but there's another possibility. Maybe Antimony is his partner. She can get medicine, knows the underground, and is based at the market, perfect for passing around information. Flint is still glaring at me, clearly determined not to let anything slip. But if his partner really is Antimony, she's seen us, will she believe the lie Flint just told?
Failed deception. I'm gonna take a quick break. Ooh, we can collect some friendship letters. Nice. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break. Cause I am struggling a little bit to breathe. And that's kind of just because. Yeah, so I guess oh, I forgot entomologist was in this chapter. I don't think it's Ento though, because Ento kind of just ratted out Shadowbind, and the way she kind of talked about it, she was like, "Don't involve me." So it kind of makes it seem like she's just not involved. Cause if you were a partner, you wouldn't do both of those things. I guess I don't know. Like, Doctor gave us hints, but, she wasn't, like, giving any clues either. Or, like, she wasn't, I don't know how to say it. Like, she gave, like, slight hints, but she didn't straight up, like, rat anyone out. And, like, she was like, oh, that's because, like, you wouldn't want, like, your doctor to rat you out. But, Ento was like, yeah, it's him. That's his room. Go check it out. I don't care. Go do your thing. Okay, I got a bit of water, so hopefully that'll help me out. Yay, quick little break. Look at how beautiful Aesop is. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, drinking the water made me realize I haven't eaten in so long. But I'm so glad I can finally stream IDV again. I just have to set things up in a different way than I'm used to, but it works out for me. I can't figure out what exactly is wrong to make it so that my game doesn't capture. Okay, so we're gonna switch back to OBS for a little bit. So I'm gonna show you a little bit of my screen. This is what this is what it looks like. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Okay. Pretty much normal things. I have like the desktop audio a little bit lower, so you can hear my voice a little bit better. People have told me a lot of times you sound a bit quiet. I can't hear you very well, so I have that. So I have the desktop audio a little bit quieter, so hopefully I get, like, my voice is audible through the audio. And then we have the multi-streaming, YouTube and Twitch. You can't see the Twitch because it's cut off. But, so I have the display capture, so it captures everything on my display. I tend to not like this because I want to avoid accidentally doxing myself. But I have kind of kept things in a way that hopefully is not going to be an issue. Oh yeah, I stopped streaming Doki Doki Literature Club after the first part because I didn't know if they would dox me, and I think they read out your Steam name, not your PC name, but that was something I was worried about because my PC name is like my real name. But anyways, like, that's something I will have to be a little bit careful of. Like, I think my file or, like, computer, like, names are gonna, like, have my real name on some of them. So, yay, that's fun. Oh, yeah, the little ball on Twitch. So this is what I usually use, window capture, right? And it's selected IDV. So if I turn it on, and we're gonna hide the display capture, like, I'm gonna, like, you can't see anything. Like, I move my OBS, you can't see it move, okay? So I'm gonna turn back on my display capture, you see? That's what basically is happening with my window capture. That's what I've been using, to... Wait, can I use this to capture IDV? Wait. No. No, it doesn't. Okay. But yeah. So, I've been trying to figure out what is going on because it's literally just IDV from what I can tell. I tested other types of, I guess, downloadable games that isn't from Steam, such as like RPG Maker games that I have in the past, and all of them were able to be captured by the window capture. And I just cannot figure out what is going on because it's just IDV specifically. So one thing I theorize is maybe it's something with the OBS's recent update because I think it happened a little bit after the update. That's one theory. I tried testing to see if it's like Streamlabs is the issue. I mean, not Streamlabs. Stream Elements, which is the issue. I don't think so. I tested it with just OBS. It still doesn't capture, and then I had to reset everything up. That was a pain in the ass. But at least I have a little bit of a better understanding of how OBS works, I guess. I also tried, like, resetting my computer and stuff, and that didn't work out. So I just straight up do not know what is going on. I have like a theory, which is also something that happened around the same time when I wasn't able to when I was like unable to stream IDV, which is it is possible that something is going on with my PC itself, because I think it said something like my like I had like a notification that was like, oh, your drivers are either out of date or we can't find your drivers, right? And I've been looking into how to fix it and I cannot figure it out, or like I haven't found a solution yet. So that's one theory. um I would want to try to fix it and figure that out, but at the current moment, I have no idea how to do that. So I'm gonna hope that it's just OBS that's the issue and the next update will fix it, because otherwise, I don't know how I'm gonna update the drivers. I might have to call in someone, because I am not good with computers. So it's just like I have like the things and I'm just like lost. I just don't know what to do with it. Um and I do want to have like the multi-stream, so I think I'm going to probably just have this. I'll just try to be careful with like streaming, I guess, to make sure I don't accidentally like capture anything I shouldn't. So that does mean I have to be careful of like if notifications come in, like I can't like check it on my PC. But yeah, everything else seems to be working. It just seems to be IDV. If something else is an issue, then I'll try to fix it as well. And I'm not even sure if I want to stream like IDV itself. Like I don't like I've like I shit, it's hard to say, but it's like I've like lost a decent amount of confidence in playing. Like I don't feel like I'm very skilled anymore. And also I just don't really like, I'm scared of being a bad person and being seen as toxic and um like complaining too much. I don't want to be seen as like that kind of YouTuber, I guess. And I feel so bad about like previous things I've said on stream, like, oh, I'm so good at the game and stuff like that. I don't even think like I was like kind of being gentle with it. I don't know how to describe it, but I was like, there's obviously better people. Like I wasn't like, but like it was very obvious I had grown a bit of an ego. Like I was like pretty proud of myself, and I don't feel like I should have been. Not when all I've got into was Griffin. Yeah. Um, we'll get back to the game now. Veil of Deceit. And in the end, we set off to look for Miss Antimony, dragging along a reluctant Mr. Flint along with us. But except for Mr. Flint, none of us really knew where she usually hung out. We retraced our steps back to the market, planning to ask someone for directions. Just as I was looking around, I spotted the one person who probably knows where she is. You're still here? I thought you rarely show up in the market. Oh. So far, I think this one is better than the last Truth and Inference series part I've read. Because it feels like a lot of... Okay, not everyone. Like, obviously the B tiers don't have as much screen time. But all the A tiers and all the S tiers have, like, important roles in the story. Because I remember, for the last story's complaint, like, Ada and Emil kind of just weren't important. And it was only, like, wax artists, Professor, and like Joseph, I guess, who were like seen as major players in that story. Like pretty much no one else had any kind of like importance. Like opera singer as well, but she was kind of like just doing weird suspicious things, and she didn't like it didn't like people said it was likely set up for the next story that involves her, and also like Merc. So I kind of like how everyone kind of has a decent amount of importance to them. With all the attention on the underground after the recent bank heist, I figured it's best I personally greet the newcomers. Less chance for mistakes. So maybe I can help you out.
We're actually hoping to find Miss Antimony. Do you know where she went? She mentioned she was done for the day.
She's probably back at her clinic. Unless she has some special patients waiting, she usually heads there after finishing up here. As she always says, you can't put off sterilizing.
Is it because she's a doctor? Miss Antimony seems really serious about hygiene.
But honestly, if it's about dust, I think as long as we're underground, there's no way to avoid it. It's just part of being down here. Mr. Goldfoil keeps the market pretty spotless as it is. That's just her personal quirk. I don't pry. If you're curious, you can ask her yourself. Mr. Goldfoil pointed us to Miss Antimony's clinic. After saying goodbye, we headed into the maze of tunnels, passing a few familiar-looking junctions, and finally found Miss Antimony. So this is why you and other Pact came looking for me. Where's that Mr. Flint and the other guy who was with you?
Yes, we found Mr. Flint, who's a suspect, but he didn't have the missing gem on him. So we're following up on his lead to find his accomplice. As for Mr. Iridescent and Mr. Flint, they said they need to talk privately for a bit, but they'll be here soon.
Actually, it could still be Dream Witch or the bank manager, because one thing that the doctor said was it's rare to find like any kind of medicine or like even like the bare essentials down here in the underground, right? But the bank manager, okay, well actually no, she wouldn't know about the underground tunnels, I guess, so that's a big thing. But isn't like Doctor a bit new-ish? Because her last A-tier skin was also for Truth and Inference. I mean, like not her last skin in general, but like she had a A-tier skin for Truth and Inference before. So I would assume that like, how long has it been? A year? Like, it hasn't been that long. So she's relatively speaking a newcomer as well. Like, not like super new, but it like we can write it off. Like she doesn't like she knows the underground, but maybe like not super efficiently. And the bank manager is like like I don't know. The bank, it's possible, but the big thing or the big clue that points away from the bank manager is how is she able to instruct Mr. Flint to like escape, right? I would want to say is her because I don't want it to be Doctor just because she is a reoccurring character and I tend to think that reoccurring characters just don't have that kind of thing going on. But yet again, eventually everyone's going to be a reoccurring character at some point. Gravekeeper is a reoccurring character. Joseph will always be a reoccurring character. Gardner, Merc, obviously. But also characters like Aesop. Aesop didn't really have a skin in the Truth and Inference series other than Gato, but he is still like a known character and like a returning character. Prisoner is also probably gonna, if he ever comes back, he's gonna be a returning character. But yeah. You know, I guess eventually they're gonna have to. I mean, we have like new characters all the time, so okay, so there's like 2 Truth and Inference series a year, and in between that they release like maybe 1 Survivor and 1 Hunter. So actually maybe they can maybe they don't have to reuse characters, especially since like we do have like recurring characters, so like we don't have to like use all the new characters all the time, I guess. Also, I wonder, is Hebi or Galatea from like the very first Truth and Inference series, is she related to Succubus, which is like from like the 3rd Truth and Inference series that involved Emma? Okay, enough theorizing. I'm still suspicious of bank manager, but let's continue reading.
I just told a little lie. Mr. Iridescence was worried Flint might shout a warning if Miss Antimony turned out to be his accomplice. Just to be safe, Mr. Iridescent has Mr. Netherpack and me go in first to check things out, while he and Mr. Flint stays back and join us later. Speaking of which, Mr. Iridescent and Mr. Flint will be alone together. I hope they don't end up arguing. We already told you how we met Mr. Flint. Do you know him, Miss Antimony? Or perhaps remember anyone who bought this medicine from you recently? Sorry, I really don't recall.
Antimony kept working as she spoke, gloved hands calmly sorting files with her left. Wait. Gloved hands calmly sorting files with her left, putting medicine bottles away with her right. She expertly tossed the bloodstained gauze into the trash and, unfazed, picked up the next file.
There sure are a lot of files here.
I'm not sure if she meant to, but I could see the whole file without any trouble. The notes were so detailed, almost too much for a patient's record. It felt more like an investigation report than a medical file.
Oh, that's not my doing. Thank Mr. Gold Foil for these. He provided the info.
The guard at the market recommended Miss Antimony without hesitation. Maybe that's because she worked with Mr. Goldfoil. I was about to ask more, but suddenly realized what felt off about Miss Antimony's action. In the market, she was careful, almost obsessive about cleanliness, never touching anything dirty. But now she's handling files with bloody gloves, but the folders are getting grimy.
Miss Antimony, your gloves are a bit dirty. Do you want to change them?
No, it's fine. I'll change them in a bit.
But your face says otherwise.
When I pointed it out, she instinctively tugged at her gloves.
You noticed the stains, right? Why not change them? Are you out of spares, or was it awkward to take them off in front of us?
I glanced around, and it didn't look like she was short on supplies. The clinic converted from a storage room was packed with medical equipment and supplies, all neatly organized and well stocked. Big machines connected all sorts of pipes, very intricate. Lots of smooth metal cylinders. I have no clue what they were for.
Simply slipped my mind. Thank you for the reminder.
She changed her gloves, moving quickly and using the equipment nearby to hide her hands as much as she could.
I saw it. She couldn't completely hide her hands for a second. Miss Antimony had a fresh slant cut on the back of her right hand. It hasn't even scabbed yet. Miss Antimony, you're still working and treating patients with your hand hurt.
It's nothing, just a scrape from falling and hitting some rocks.
Really? That's odd. Most people instinctively catch themselves with their palms when they fall. Why is the cut on the back of your hand?
Why are you so hung up on a little cut? It's almost healed.
Because it looks more like a scratch from something sharp. I'm just curious. Did you get it in the bank vault?
Before I could finish, Mr. Iridescence entered, supporting a limp Mr. Flint, breaking the tension. He just passed out. Mr. Flint's eyes were shut tight, his brows furrowed. Even unconscious, he looked like he was in pain. Mr. Iridescence shot a questioning look at Miss Antimony.
For a split second, I wondered, did Mr. Iridescent do something to him?
These symptoms. It looks like poisoning. Did he eat anything before he passed out? I think only... Mr. Netherpack glanced at Mr. Iridescent, hesitant to say more, but I understand what he's hinting at. The last thing Flint drank was a nutrient drink Mr. Iridescent gave to him. Oh god, it was poison! After we met him, he only had a sip of the nutrient drink. I can guarantee you it wasn't poisoned. Maybe he ate something bad before that.
As expected, Mr. Iridescent just said it outright.
Oh, I guess it wasn't poison. Unless he's trying to throw us off his trail.
I'm more familiar with him, but he seems to be holding something back, even if he's keeping a straight face. Oh. There's more than one way to get poison. If there's a fresh wound, toxins can enter that way too. I found a newly bandaged cut on his arm. It was pretty swollen. You think he used the wrong medicine? It happens. People make careless mistakes. But I don't have the right equipment here to run tests. I can only do basic first aid. Are you friends with him? If you can, get him a doctor on the surface, or maybe a priest. Miss Antimony, you really don't know this man? She didn't even pause in her work when I asked. She smiled, but I could tell she felt nothing inside. Nope. Do you really think a big guy like him would have anything to do with me? I contacted the bank manager. The Eulali family doctors are on their way to the bank. He can start treatment as soon as you're back on the surface. When Mr. Iridescent mentioned the Eulali family, Miss Antimony shot him a quick look. Didn't expect you guys to have such connections. Let's not waste time. I'll help you get him up there. He's not in any shape to be moved carelessly. You're so dedicated to a stranger, Miss Antimony. You really are a kind doctor. Of course. As you can see, I always care about my patients. Wouldn't you want me on your team? We love that. Thank you, Miss Antimony. I still can't shake my doubts about her, but maybe traveling together will give me more clues. We set off together, but haven't gone far when the ground started to rumble with a deep, low noise. I'd heard it a few times recently, but never this close. I used to think it was the sound of the underground river, but now I realize it had a metallic ring to it. What's that noise? That's the underground postal system at work. It makes the sound whenever it's running. You didn't know? I just sent a package myself. It's kind of a local specialty. All these pipes are part of the working pandemic delivery system. Compressed air sends packages flying through the tubes in seconds. Super fast and almost impossible to intercept, isn't it? Miss Antimony seems genuinely happy talking about it. She must really like the system. Knows how to dwell on her hobbies, though. Right now, Flint's health is what matters. We made our way back to the vault entrance. I watched Miss Antimony closely, but she didn't seem surprised at all. The bank manager and the Eulali family doctors were already waiting inside the vault. As soon as we arrived, the doctors swarmed around the unconscious Mr. Flint, while I went to see the manager. I still have all the gems we found near Flint. Now's the perfect time to return them. I quickly handed over the precious stones. So many. Lady Truth, you're an outstanding detective. These are definitely the gems we lost. Not all of them, but getting any back is a fortune. It's fortunate. Sal's right. Mr. Flint really is. Oh wait, he's awake. The Eulali family are amazing. My head. Where am I? We're back at the surface, Mr. Flint. Look around. Does anything look familiar to you? You passed out, so we brought you here for treatment. Passed out? No, it was that iridescent guy. He poisoned me. Actually, that stuff Mr. Iridescent gave you wasn't poisoned. It was just a misunderstanding. No way. He was definitely poisoned. After you left, when I said I was thirsty, he gave me something that was poisoned. I looked at Mr. Iridescent in shock. He shook his head slowly but firmly. I handed you a bottle of water. Then the water was poisoned. That was the water on you when we searched you. I didn't touch it. If there's a problem, it happened before I got it. Don't be ridiculous. I found that supply myself. Why would I poison my own stuff and not admit it? The Eulali family doctors must be really good. Mr. Flint just regained consciousness, and he's already shouting at Mr. Iridescent. Hang on, you two. I don't think Mr. Flint would poison his own supply. So if Mr. Iridescent wanted to poison someone, he would be more subtle about it. Right now, all the suspicion falls on him. Motives aside, does it really make sense for him to do something so conspicuous? Maybe he's just messed up in the head. Some people are just like that. Great. Looks like Flint is starting to calm down a bit. Mr. Flint, have you considered that maybe the water was tampered with by someone else? How could that be possible? Neither of us touched it. Are you saying the water was poisoned from the start? Of course the water wasn't poisoned to begin with, but besides the two of you, wasn't there someone else who handled it? I watched as Mr. Flint's face slowly turned to shock. You mean, no, that's impossible. He's still denying it, but I can see he's starting to doubt himself. Maybe now I can finally help him figure things out. Breaking light. To get Flint to open up and share clues about who he trusted as an ally, I need to find the right approach. Flint is really guarded. He sticks to his own principle and believes in his crew, even if they're just temporary partners. If I want him to talk, maybe the only way is to make him realize his so-called partner doesn't trust him back. Drop hints. What are you getting at? Stop being around the bush. Okay. Looks like I'll need to be even more straightforward to get to Flint. First off, you know as well as I do that the only people who could have tampered with the water are the ones who prepared it or had it in their hands. Couldn't have been some random passerby. Couldn't it have just been some random passerby slipping something in? I mean, technically it's possible. But in a place like this, where everyone values resources so much, anything left unattended to would get snatched up in no time. So really, the only people who had both the chance and the motive are your partner. It could only have been your partner. No way. She even helped me find a hideout. And she's the one who pointed you towards these supplies, isn't she? Those questions she asked later on, I say she was checking in to make sure you were still okay, and to make sure you actually ate the stuff that she spiked. She was just worried about her partner. Flint is wavering. It might sound harsh, but I need him to face the truth. Her concern for you wasn't real, and the most obvious proof is she sent you the wrong way. She hasn't contacted you in ages. Mr. Flint, haven't you noticed? Your caring partner hasn't reached out in a long time. You two used to talk a lot before we found you, right? That's just because I said I needed some rest. But that had been way longer than a quick rest, and your partner, who used to be so concerned, hasn't said a word. Isn't it because she knew you'd pass out soon? Or because she was right here with us and can't, or won't contact you? Or maybe both? Auntie. Flint instinctively glances at Antimony. I catch it right away. So the mysterious partner of yours really is Miss Antimony, isn't it? And what if it is? Watch your opponent's heartbeat closely. Changes indicate they're lying. She probably expected this. Didn't want to blow her cover, and I trusted I'd be able to handle things. That's why she didn't contact me in front of you. Antimony and I know each other. That's all. I got hurt and wanted her help. Is that a crime? You're still not telling the truth, Mr. Flint. The simplest point is, no, he is hurt. That's not the issue here. You wanted her help? It's true Antimony gave you the medicine, but you bandaged the wound yourself, didn't you? We were all on the channel at the time. We heard everything. Even without hearing it, anyone can tell the difference between a pro bandaging and an amateur's. Miss Antimony is right here, and there are other doctors around. Want them to show you the difference? No, that won't be necessary. I did the bandaging myself, and I used the medicine Antimony gave me. Mr. Flint seems unsettled. To get more out of him, I need to break his trust in Miss Antimony. Can a crew thrown together at the last minute really have that kind of deep trust? I don't think I don't think Flint knows Antimony that well. He just seems stubbornly convinced that partners would never and should never betray each other. But Antimony's action clearly showed she doesn't see him as a real partner. Hell, Shadowbind as well. I need to lay out enough evidence to make Flint see that. I can't help but feel a little bad exposing the truth. There's only one thing that really proves Antimony never cared about Flint at all. Mr. Flint, we all know Miss Antimony was the one who showed you your escape route. She could make sure you got to the right place, but she couldn't know which stash you pick up or when you use it. If she really wanted this to happen, she wouldn't leave it up to chance. She'd prepare every single stash she told you about. She'd prepare every single stash she told you about. What, did I not just read that? Wait, no. Oh, yeah. I'm guessing you just grabbed one at random, am I right? Yes. Antimony, is that true? Both Flint and I look over at Antimony, who's been quietly listening. No, Flint. I never wanted to hurt you. Even with that, Miss Antimony said, even with what Miss Antimony said, the evidence in everyone's behavior makes it pretty obvious who planned the bank heist, and the same person went after Mr. Flint too. Still won't admit it. You didn't expect us to find Flint so quickly, did you? I kept notes on the stash locations you gave Flint over the radio. Since Miss Antimony's been with us the whole time, since Mr. Flint passed out, she couldn't have gone back to get rid of any evidence. Want to come with me, Miss Antimony? We can search the stashes and test what's inside. No, that won't be necessary. You're awfully confident in your theory. Of course, I'm a detective, and you're the one who masterminded this whole heist, aren't you? I wouldn't say that. I just gave a few suggestions. So what suggestions did you give about where to hide Aurora? Aurora? You mean the Eulalie family jewel? Huh, so that's what you're after. I didn't keep it myself. Why not ask Flint? He's the one who's always after money. He's always going on about making money, saving up, and getting back into the field. Such a noble goal. That's why I gave him most of the valuables, and anything easy to sell. All the gems are with him. What? The gems I got? They're all right here. You never know. People down here love to squirrel things away. Maybe he stashed the best ones somewhere only he knows. Hey, I'm not lying! I believe you, Mr. Flint. Thank you. You know I wouldn't lie about something like this. Well, that's not entirely true. I just thought of another possibility. Aurora isn't the flashiest gem, so it probably wasn't hidden or disguised. If all the gems are here, and we didn't find it before, maybe the gem itself is changed somehow. I remember reading something about it. This in the Azoth library. If a gem has a certain element inside, it can look totally different under different lights. If that's the case, then the info I got from Mr. Iridescent was missing something important. Miss Manager, can you show me those gems we found earlier? It's the emerald! Sure. They're in this box, Lady Truth. Which one are you looking for? If the Aurora is here, it should be. No, it doesn't seem to be an answer. Really? This one? I picked out the teardrop-shaped ruby. Just turning it a bit, the facets catch the light and shine in amazing colors. The red is so intense, it almost looked like a burning flame, or a drop of frozen blood. No wonder the Eulalie family treasured it so much. It's like a beating heart. But its real nature means it changes with the environment. I stepped over to the only window where sunlight's coming in.
The real aurora. Traces of chromium cause the gemstone to reflect different colors under lamplight compared to sunlight. In the sun, the gem glows even brighter, and now is a deep, vivid green. Just like the ever-changing emotions. Mr. Iridescent, is this the missing aurora? Emerald by day, ruby by night. That's what they call an extraordinary gem like this. He's got special elements inside, so it looks different under different lights. So, Mr. Iridescent, does this mean I finished the job? I'm impressed, Lady Truth. Heh, of course. I'm a seasoned detective after all. Congratulations. So we can call the police now. There's still some stuff missing. But we agreed with the Eulalie family we won't report anything stored in 423. Anything else that's missing will be reported to the insurance company if we can't recover it. Mr. Flint seems resigned, while Miss Antimony looks calm and collected. Please call the police, Please call the police. Miss Manager here will need to have a long talk with them. You have to explain how you used your position to help the robbers. Lady Truth, you can't just throw around accusations like that without proof. You know whether it's a joke or not better than I do, Miss Manager. The crew knew on the bank's layout inside and out and dug right into the vault center. To pull that off, they either need a scout to play need to have a scout oh my god. I'm struggling so bad. Okay. To pull that off, you either need to have a scout to place over and over or have someone on the inside. Miss Antimony and Mr. Flint don't know their way around this bank, and neither does the demolition guy, Mr. Shadowbine. So, there must be an accomplice who gave them the inside help. So you're telling me it was both of them? Okay. So many employees in the bank. Why are you pointing the finger at me? You told me yourself, remember? You said the first person to find the ransacked vault was the first one in the morning. And with the initial shock, they didn't mess with the scene, but wanted to call the police. Wasn't it you who opened the vault first? As the bank manager, I was the only one with the vault key, but by the rules, I have to open it every day. Discovering the crime scene wasn't exactly something I could control, and I had 2 security guards with me at the time. Of course, just being at the scene doesn't make you guilty. But you said you immediately secured the area when you realized something was amiss, and the vault looked exactly as it did then. The explosives were mixed wrong that night, and the blast was so strong that it even injured the robbers. That explains all the blood. We're literally standing inside the evidence right now. What? But how could a vault that was blown open and ransacked look this neat and tidy? Don't tell me. The robbers came back after hearing the sirens just to clean up. Well, I certainly never came back. I believe you, Mr. Flint. You, Miss Antimony, and even Mr. Shadowbine, none of you returned here. If none of them came back, that just leaves you. You're the only one with the vault key. You cleaned up most of the mess the robbers left behind. With the key, you could sneak in before anyone else arrived and tidy up, or rather, cover things up. That makes sense, but you can't explain my motive. I'm the manager. The whole bank was under my control. But wasn't that the problem? You were in control of everything before this happened, right? Something at the bank must have put the manager on edge recently. The manager clearly abused her position for some shady dealings. Those should have shown up in the books, but she clearly faked those too. But now, with auditors coming, she's afraid her lives will unravel. You were worried that the upcoming audit would expose your lies, so you came up with a brilliant plan. All you needed was a robbery, a group of thieves to blame for everything missing from the vault.
They took so much. The vault was almost emptied. It's the perfect excuse for anything that gone missing. Some of the money was recovered, but some is still missing. Easy to say the robbers hid it somewhere. It all sounds plausible. Just an unfortunate accident you could even claim insurance for. Do you really have to spell everything out like that? Absolutely. Facing the truth is what a detective does. Is that so? If I had known. Lies always come out in the end. You never should have started down this path. The manager slumped, defeated. Looks like you already decided who the police should take away. Oh no, that's not for me to say. The police will make their own decisions. But putting together the evidence and handing over the real suspects, that's what a good detective does. I can't help but cheer for myself a little. Another case wrapped up perfectly. I thought Mr. Iridescence would call the police right away, but he didn't. He just stayed quiet. After a moment, Miss Antimony spoke up first. Let the police decide. Heh. Flint, want to make a deal? You're still trying to bargain with me? I never should have trusted you when you first showed up. What are you talking about? When I came to you, it was always about a deal. You were the one who wanted to treat a temporary partner like a friend. If you never saw me as a friend, why did you come to me at all? To make a deal, of course. Have you thought about how long you'd get if you were convicted as the mastermind? It'll be a long sentence, long enough to ruin your athletic prime. Forget the criminal record for a second. Have you thought about how you might never compete again, even after you get out? You. I stay silent, but Antimony got a point. Sometimes a single mistake can change your life way more than you expect. Even if you're sorry, it can't undo what you did. I know. I'll take responsibility. Even if I never run again, I brought this on myself. No need. No need to sound so doomed. That's where my deal comes in. I know Lady Truth will tell the police everything, but there's always room for flexibility in the rules. Shadowbind, had come over here. Twitch ain't working. Anyways, get perceived. Oh. It's okay. My OBS isn't working either. Streaming has been difficult. I'm gonna have to quit becoming a IDV streamer completely, because the way I used to stream things doesn't work. I now have to do display capture. Look at this. It's so sad. I used to have the window capture, but if I do that, then it just freezes up. So that's not fun. So I have to do that now. Wait, what did they say about Shadowbind? I wasn't paying attention. Shadowbind Blue opened the vaults. You did the robbing, and I just handled the logistics. As for your poisoning, that was just an accident. Can you live with that story? And in exchange, I'll give you a clean sum of money, enough to support yourself and compete for the next 5 years. No questions asked. Hey, that's outrageous. Are you really plotting to fake evidence right in front of me? I'll tell the police everything you just said, word for word. Don't be so harsh, Lady Truth. I only played a tiny part in this heist. Now, I'm just trying to do what I can do to make things right with Flint. To show what I mean, I'll even uncover the cost of the best lawyers for Flint. I'll even track down the missing assets. So what do you say, Flint and Miss Manager? I can tell both Flint and the manager are tempted, which makes me even more frustrated. But I can't exactly stop them from talking. There are better ways to make things right. With all the evidence, the police won't buy your story. I appreciate your determination, Lady Truth, but sometimes people don't want the real truth. But there's nothing wrong with chasing after it anyways. At least, I'm grateful to you, Lady Truth. You're an outstanding detective. You got Aurora back and you did your job perfectly. Wait a second. Something's off with Mr. Iridescent. His tone, his mood. Shouldn't he be happy we got the gem back? But there's almost no joy in his voice. I thought we'd grown close these past few days. But now, standing right here, he suddenly feels distant and unfamiliar.
More investigation? I like how he meows every once in a while when he gets on screen.
I'll handle the rest and make sure things are dealt with fairly. I realize now these past few days really did matter. They changed things. They're telling me. He's lying. Mr. Iridescent is still keeping plenty of secrets. Almost everything he's saying right now is a lie.
What? It just ends there? Okay. Well, time to collect my stuff. Yay! Ooh, I got the standby motion unlock. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but that's cool. This is unfair. I have to wait another week, which luckily isn't going to be that long because I waited into half a week